I am Rod Cury. I am the mayor of Richlands, Virginia. This is my lifetime home. I've lived here for decades and am so pleased and honored to be here amongst the best people that you could possibly find. And I've lived in Richlands almost my whole life. I was born in Norton, Virginia, which is in Southwest Virginia. My family came here when I was 2 years old. And other than my college education and 2 years of teaching school near Richmond, Virginia, I've been here for my entire life, which spans several decades. My family had a clothing store here for many years. I retired from that and I became a teacher at Richlands High School. I teach history. I absolutely love it. I love my students. I love what I teach. And it's a true blessing to get to do something there where you get paid to have so much fun. I really can't believe it, but it's true. And I am currently the mayor of the town of Richlands and am honored to be here to serve the people. Richlands, Virginia is a wonderful community located in the mountains of Southwest Virginia. And this community has a diversity that is a wonderful mix of people. We have a lot of people in different professions and industries, and some in agriculture, and we value everyone here. Southwest Virginia is part of the greater region that we call Appalachia. This region is so rich in heritage, and it's a blended region. We're way more diverse than people ever realize, particularly from the outside, may I say. I want to go back and just talk to you very briefly about the history of this region. The Appalachian region was settled, Southwest Virginia included, hundreds of years ago by settlers who crossed the region, the Appalachian Mountains. And we're actually in Southwest Virginia. We're on the western side of the Eastern Continental Divide. And so we were rather much separated from the eastern part of this culture, and we retained much of the English culture and the Scots-Irish culture and cultures from all over the world. We're preserved. So we represent something rather unique and original. And what we're coming to find out is that we have so much to offer, and we are unique and we are individual, but we're not separated from the rest of the world. We're a part of it in every conceivable way. We're not separate. We're a part of this much larger world. And we are blessed with people who are culturally diverse. They may have their own cooking style, their own speaking style, various educational levels. The economics here are varied. We've had up times and down times and in between times, unlike other areas of the country. The Appalachian region, of which we are a part, holds more promise than most people could ever understand until they visit here. And what I have found as the mayor, when people come to this town or to this region, they discover what I call a hidden secret. It's kind of like a diamond in the rough, but it's still a diamond. It's beautiful, but it has value that cannot be, you can't put a price on it. And you find that people are so warmed in the heart when they come here. They're shown around the community by community leaders or just citizens who welcome them, who say, I hope you live next to me. Please live in my part of town. And then they get the feeling they're welcome. It's the unspoken welcome sign that we can hang them out, but it's the welcome of the heart. And you don't find that everywhere. It is part of our culture, and we have developed it as a need to be met over time. When people think of Appalachia, the Appalachian region, which includes us, if you're not from this region, or you have only heard of this region through news media, for example, you might have a preconceived notion that isn't flattering and also that isn't accurate. And the part, if you want to say they get it wrong, that people get it wrong, the part that they get wrong is that we really have a diverse heritage. And we have a lot of people here who are educated, who are intelligent. We have people who are not particularly formally educated, but their education comes through living life. And there's no better education than to graduate from the laboratory of life. Tara Crawford Brown is someone I have known for many years. She is the person who conceived the idea of Blackberry Winter, and I am fortunate to be a part of it. Blackberry Winter is a charitable organization that serves people who are in need, particularly if they have a cold snap in their lives. Terry Crawford Brown formed this organization a few short years ago, and that's a phrase that she has used, and I like it very much. We all can have a cold snap in our lives, and we all need help. And she's reaching out to help the people, and I'm so glad to be a part of this organization. Terry contacted me to ask me if I would like to be a part of this organization, and I told her, of course, anything to help others is always a good thing, and I'm happy to be a part of it. And she formed this group on Facebook as well, and I am one of the people in the Facebook group. It's a large group. Terry's greatest strength is her vision, her energy that she can use for the benefit of other people. She has a big personality, and yet I think behind all that is a person who might be a little bit shy. And I don't know that, and I hope that's not offensive. I hope she takes it as a compliment. And I think a lot of people who are leaders really have that quality. They reach out beyond what they would have because they are driven to do good things. And good things come in many forms, and Terry Brown is one of those people. As the mayor of the town of Richlands, not unoften I get information or people call me. They need help, assistance of various kinds. It could be food, furniture, a place to live, bedding for their children, and I'm aware of it. And this puts me in the medium of Blackberry Winter. I can contact Terry or any of the members, and almost immediately the wheels begin to roll to help others. Blackberry Winter has helped people in in a lot of ways, and I'll tell you specifically that I know that it has helped people in need. This group, this organized group, has helped people who are homeless or who have found themselves in dire straits almost overnight, or who have a long-standing history of need. But it doesn't really matter. People in need are people in need, and it's not ours to qualify why or how. If they're in need, they need help, and Blackberry Winter reaches out to them. And these people can also reach out to Blackberry Winter. I'm aware that people have reached out directly to Terry or to other members of the group or to social services, other organizations who turn to Blackberry Winter for help. And this open avenue of connection has no roadblocks. There are no stumbling blocks. If you need help, call. And as best as humanly possible, Terry Brown and Blackberry Winter are there to help you. No matter your age or your condition, it's to help others. And I can't think of a nobler cause. Another way that has helped our community and the larger community is connecting people. People who want to do good for others but don't know exactly how to do it. And this has become a common denominator for the people of this community who want to feel a part of something. You don't have to be an elected official. You don't have to be a dues-paying member. This is a group of the human heart, and they're here to help people in a myriad of ways, be it donating stoves or refrigerators or getting the goods to them, physical goods, or just love. People need love, and they need to be appreciated and felt worthy. And I think that Blackberry Winter has achieved this and continues to achieve it. It is a never-ending process. This is not a goal to be reached. It's ongoing, as is everything in life. And if you can't help, you can be a part of it in spirit. And one of the great things that has happened here is thinking that Blackberry Winter has brought people together, not only those in need, but those people who have a need in their life to help others. And it combines people in this spirit. I call it something spiritual. It's greater than the moment. It's greater than the room or the things you have in the room or in your life. It is the spirit of humanity. And it could be Christian teaching. It could be any religion. It's the spirit of helping others that brings us all together. And it's brought this community together. I've witnessed it. People helping in whatever way that they can. It may be nothing more than a comment of support on Facebook or in some kind of social media, but it's genuinely making them feel a part of something greater than all of us. The mission of Blackberry Winter has reached a higher plane of living and thinking. It feeds the soul. It brings together people who have a need to be needed because they can serve others. And I think that is something we must not forget. All the volunteers who help with Blackberry Winter are getting the opportunity to feed their souls every day. It's quiet, it's spiritual, it's moral, it's internal, but it's as good or better than food on the table. Blackberry Winter has met a need for people in need. And number one, I think it's the whole concept of the name itself. If anyone knows what blackberry season is, it comes in the spring of the year and the summer when you might have beautiful weather and all of a sudden you have a freeze and a frost. And life is not exactly unlike that. Life is very much like that. We all have some sunshine in our lives and we all have some rain. And until you've experienced that, and most people have, I can't think of a person I know who hasn't had a little bit of rain in their life. It reaches everybody and it makes our community rich. And Blackberry Winter, by its very name, has made this possible. Blackberry Winter has brought us together culturally, socially, morally, ethically, and spiritually. The spirit of the human being cannot be denied. And no matter where you sit politically, it has nothing to do with politics. It is about helping people, assisting people, pulling people up. And when you pull them up, you're also pulling yourself up because you're giving of yourself. But you're not asking for that. It just happens. I'll share a story with you. Several years ago, I had a minister in the church to which I belong who said, there are people who do make a lot of noise and they do some good. And there are people who are very quiet and they also do some good. And I've come to understand that in life. And we need everyone, no matter who they are or what they are. We all need each other. And we pull each other up in life, no matter what station we're in. And that sounds like class. I don't mean it that way. It's wherever we are in life, we need each other as human beings. Part of my life has been guided by what I call the Wesleyan philosophy. We need to do all the good we can in every way we can, every day we can, for as long as we can. And if you try to keep that in mind and bear in mind what is taught as the golden rule in many religions across this whole earth, do unto others as you would have them do unto you, it makes a difference in the way you live your life and your legacy. Your legacy doesn't have to be written in lights or on a building. Your legacy is in the hearts of men who follow you. And life everlasting is a concept, it's a religious concept, but it is also what you pass down to those who are behind you, who are coming behind you. What you say and what you do makes a big difference. You may not have exact words that you leave for others, but as you move along in life and those who follow you, it could be your children or a student or a coworker. You don't know what you're going to do, but you'll find generations away, you'll say things you have no idea where they came from, but someone before you has said those things. And for me, that is life everlasting at its very best. Communities outside of Richlands or the Richlands area need a Blackberry Winter. It's such a positive model, and I think that it can be and should be duplicated because it is community outreach. I don't like to put it in terms of social service. That just doesn't have an appeal for people. We have to be very careful about that. But there is a quality to this that is, the mission has a higher plane. It's something larger than we can talk about, larger than we can explain. You have to feel it in your heart. But in truth, you cannot know what is in someone else's heart. You can try to feel it, but you can't. I cannot jump into someone's heart and say, that's how you feel. I might say it and think it, but you don't know what good you're doing. And that's something, too, that will live after you. And I don't think anybody here is looking to get their name in lights or to be famous. I really believe that the greater purpose is to do good. And it's important that other communities have an organization like Blackberry Winter, and everything has to be modified to fit the community's personality. And that is so important. And I think it should be available, knowing that you can fit it to any community. In other communities, I am sure that there are people who have needs that should be met. Blackberry Winter serves as a great model. And for those communities in which people are interested in helping others, and it could seem daunting, I would encourage the leaders in those communities to support the people who want to help others. Consider a model such as Blackberry Winter as the building blocks upon which you can help others. You will not regret it. If I could give suggestions to other mayors as the mayor of Richlands, I would definitely encourage the mayor and the members of the governing body, the elected governing body, to support the idea of Blackberry Winter, or certainly the model of it, as a way, a vehicle in which they can help others. I think it would benefit the people who need help, and it would also benefit those who are trying to do the help. It feeds the soul.